Just finally getting around to some jobs here on the car. So I've had a big bin of parts for a while, and I just needed to get some proper setup here. Alright, so I got the big floor jack there, Harbor Freight, piece of plywood right there on the subframe behind the oil pan, and got the jack stands up here, both sides, let it down. Just got the jack there for extra support. It's not actually holding it up, but trying to just get comfortable with doing different jobs here and getting to different areas. So I saw the front engine mounts, which for this engine is pretty easy to get to. My engine mount, you can see it right here. So there's two 13mm bolts on the bottom. Once you get those, you can go under here and get that bolt right there. I think it's 17mm. Just gotta pop that, and then at that point you can jack the engine up, take the mount out, put it in. So that side's easy. I gotta figure out how to do the driver's side. I got some O2 sensors that I've just wanted to replace, and while I got it up, it looks like this is pretty easy to get to. This is the should be the post cat. There's the cat right there, catalytic converter. Post cat O2 sensor. First one, pre-cat, is up here. I think it's up here, right behind here, but basically hard to get to. My transmission mount's collapsed, which is one of the parts I'm going to do with here. So I got to take that crossbar off, put support on the transmission pan, and once that new mount's in there, I'll have a little bit more space to work with to get that 22mm crow foot. Let's take the O2 sensor off, but I can do this one back here. So I'm gonna do this one, call it good, and yeah, next time I get this up in the air, I'll probably have all four wheels up. Okay, got the old one off. So this is the rear sensor, and yeah, it doesn't look too bad. Here's the new one. It's got a little cap on it, and then it's got copper paste on it already, the anti-seize. So the way I got it off was with the 22mm box end. I hit it with a PB blaster, and then just had to use the mallet to give it a couple smacks, and it came right out. I tried the you can see this. I tried the crow's wrench, crow's foot, but you know, it's really hard. It's a pretty long extension. I have a foot and then a 6-inch, so yeah, it wasn't going. Here's the new rear in place. There's just a plastic 10mm nut that you just take off, and then this little harness drops, and then you can get to the plug real easy. I just kind of snugged it as far as the fit on there, put the box end on, snugged it, so that one's good. I'm gonna try and see if I can see this one up here, the forward oxygen sensor. All right, I'm all done for today. That was good just to practice. I figured out what I need for the mounts, and then I just got some questions I'm gonna look up and look at how to do it. I got the shop manuals here, but there's a lot of things that are different. Like, it doesn't even call out, like, there's actually 2 bolts here for the front engine mount. Yeah, I'll have to look at the O2 sensor for the front one. But anyways, yeah, it's hot outside, so I'm done for today. There's all the goodies for next time. All right, so I finally got around doing the motor mounts right now. Okay, yeah, so I got just supporting the oil pan there and lifting up the engine. The M104 is really nice. You can just see here's the little slot it goes to. There's the engine mount. So I just got to line that up, put the heat shield back on. I just gave that heat shield a wipe down. Yeah, there we go. So I'm going to get that lined up off camera. But here's the first one I pulled out. And yeah, you can see pretty good here. So my steering wheel was shaking big time. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this side swapped out. I just took out the two 13mm bolts from the bottom. And then you take out the 17. That was interesting. Just made a big long extension with a 17 millimeter and got it out. Then you just do the jack and just do one side at a time. So now I'm going to let the engine down. After I get this lined up, do the other side too. Okay, so here's how I got to the O2 sensor. You can see it right there. So yeah, I went ahead and got the transmission supported. I took the crossbar down, going at the transmission mount, which that's fun too. There's a 19 millimeter at the very top of that, which I'll have to get off. But anyways, I hit that up with some penetrating oil, and then basically did a little trick with this here, where I took this part off and then just kind of got it around where the O2 sensor is first. Once that's on there, then I would go ahead and put this bit on, and then just give it everything you got, because otherwise the angle is going to be way too hard. You cannot hit it with the wrench flat. And so now I can just take it off, hand thread it. So then that's the second O2 sensor, which I got right here. And yeah, then I'll finish off this transition mount. I still can't get the engine mount. It's tough. Let me see if I can show that. It's a little hard to see, but it's really hard to see. Basically, it's down here, and there's like a 17 millimeter, and there's just no room to work on the intake manifold side. So I tried all kinds of crazy things here. I'm going to go to Harbor Freight in a bit and try to see if I can buy something that will make it work. We'll see. Alright, finally got the transmission mount. Here's the old versus new. You can see, yeah, the old one's pretty collapsed. The new one you can actually fit your finger through here, no problem. Yeah, so this was definitely a pain in the ass. The bottom comes out easy enough. There's a crossbar, and that's pretty straightforward. But to get to this guy, you know, I tried all kinds of different things. Like there's an offset wrench. You can't really get it around there. So the only thing I was able to do is get it like a combo wrench that kind of has a little angle on it. And I put that on there so that it's just hanging. And then I would just beat this with a dead blow hammer. And so I had to hit it with a lot of PB blaster, but finally it came loose. So that took took over an hour to get that loose, but some of that time I was doing the rear O2 sensor too. Alright, finally got the second engine mount, and this one is the one that's big time collapsed. You can see that. So here they are side by side. So this one was definitely tough to get to. You can reach the bolt, but just, you know, moving your arm around in there or having anything that can reach it is almost impossible. So I got it off with a stubby. And so what I did is I seriously just got the stubby wrench, angled it so it goes up in the air. Otherwise it'll go to your power steering line. And then I just held it with one hand so that it won't move, and then I just tapped, you know, hit this, and of course I sprayed it with PB blaster, but then finally it broke loose, and then I was able to just get the stubby off, get it out. And by the way, when I did it, I jacked the engine up a little bit. The other mount is on and secured, but I just jacked up this side of the engine here so that I have a little bit more clearance. So once it broke loose, it was easy to get out by hand, and I was actually even able to get it out through the top. So I think I'll have to put the new one in through the bottom, but yeah, This is something else I tried, and it might have helped, I don't know. But I made this extension bar going to an impact wrench, and put the 17 millimeter on here. This is like a special grip one too, which is interesting. And I rotated between this and then the stubby, but the stubby, that was the trick. I got a couple good smacks on it, and then it broke right loose. Only bad thing is, and I should probably replace this, but I'm just gonna get it good and tight, and I put it back.